Alright, so this is an SL question. It's a really tricky one. 2 marks is probably enough. Even if you're not 100% sure of the theory here, you can probably have a guess in terms of practice and long-term memory, and the effect that has on effector control. But the key area that makes this a little bit easier is the idea of application, and it's giving you something that's quite simple, and that's a gymnastics routine. Now, you don't need to be an expert on gymnastics to be able to explore that, but there are lots of different skills that you can think about or discuss in gymnastics, whether that's cartwheels or handsprings or stuff on the beam or stuff on the bar, anything at all. So the way that we have to approach this question is that if you don't know what a motor program is, this is a really tricky one, and then you're just guessing. So what we need to know is that a motor program is essentially a movement pattern. If we think about an executive program, it's kind of like the boss, and the executive program is very specific towards a skill. So for example, general movement patterns might refer to traveling from point A to point B by taking off and landing, whereas an executive program is specific to something like a cartwheel. Therefore, because we've got these executive programs, we know that we've got these parts that make up the executive program, and they're called subroutines. So let's have a look at the question. In terms of thinking about applying all of that to improving performance, because that's the other key bit of this question, we need to think about breaking skills down into subroutines. So if we can do the takeoff better, then we're probably going to be able to extend the difficulty of our flight. Like maybe we can do a double somersault instead of a single somersault if we can improve the takeoff, because the takeoff being done well, which is a subroutine, is going to enhance the complexity and the next step that you can make as a performer with the overall executive program. So a double somersault instead of a single somersault. Okay, I'm going to write out an answer. You can have a little look at that. But like I said, if you're not 100% sure on this, go back to topic 5.2. You can have a look at the PowerPoint slides for a little bit more information on this. Okay, so there we go. Feel free to have a pause and just read that through.